right, so just saw episode one of the Fallout TV show, and boy, am I thoroughly impressed. I feel like probably there's going to be some biased opinions, but at the same time, my wife watched it, and I think she enjoyed it pretty thoroughly. So, I mean, I'm not going to try to spoil too much. I don't think really anything, but not spoil nothing that the trailer didn't show. The intro is so good. It's like they took the Fallout 4 intro and just made it just even more intense. God, what a good, just depressing and intense intro. And after that, mind you, what's crazy, and I'm yawning because it's like 9:20, but it was like an hour and 15-minute long episode. Man, it felt like, it felt like it was forever, which isn't bad. It basically introduces the Ghoul, Maximus, and Lucy. And clearly they're focusing, I feel like, on the Ghoul and Lucy the most, in a sense. But it shows the vault, and it just gave me flashbacks to Fallout 3. I mean, like to the goat test. Not that they do that, but that sense and the whole like naive vault dweller mentality. And it definitely has some cool story arcs there before she inevitably leaves the vault, which it shows in the trailers, not no spoilers. And it shows the Ghoul, pre nukes dropping. But honestly, I feel like the most interesting is Maximus and the Brotherhood of Steel. Another bias of mine part. I mean, I do kind of love the Brotherhood of Steel. I think they're pretty cool. Sometimes. I mean, I think the Enclave's pretty cool too, but I think the Enclave's a little bit worse, or noticeably worse. They don't really show it in the TV show yet, but what's crazy about seeing the Brotherhood of Steel in this is like you're not watching it from the perspective of like in the game how you can pretty relatively quickly move up through the ranks and stuff. No, I mean you're seeing it through basically I mean the janitor's perspective. This guy who wants to be a knight, work his way up, and nobody will give him the time of day, and they all laugh at him, and they all, beat him up and treat him like shit. And, circumstances happen where he's able to, basically try to move up, basically. But they really, emphasize on the culty aspect of the Brotherhood of Steel, which has always been a thing. My wife is like, oh my God, it's like a full-blown cult. I'm like, yeah. I mean, it really is. They did it interesting, which I don't remember in any of the games. I could be wrong, but they really show you like the cult initiation of the Brotherhood of Steel, and it's so creepy. But that's they're so like our way of thinking is the right way, and we're doing the right thing for the wasteland, and blah blah blah. And they mention the Commonwealth, so I kind of get like the Fallout 4 connection. I mean, we see the Prydwen. So it's after Fallout 3. I have no idea if it's connected to the games at all, or if this is like in that world but not related to the games at all. Towards the end, it's like you start realizing where all three characters are about to meet in the same goal. With the Ghoul, maybe this is a nitpick because it's not everyone, because at first I'm like, oh, he doesn't really have a raspy voice, kinda. But then I started thinking back. I'm like, you know what? I mean, you think back to New Vegas. Jason Bright. He didn't really have a Ghoul voice. He had a really soft, angelic voice. And so it was even like the human helping Jason who had that horrible voice like this. With a smooth skin. Well, they all sound like that. So I was half-assed expecting him to sound like that. But he doesn't. Which is not bad. Obviously, Walton Goggins has that southern twang voice, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, I don't expect this video to be long, but God, I mean, I feel like they're doing a great job. The presence of the Brotherhood of Steel Knights and the T60 power armor, I mean, just glorious. Now, would it be kind of cool to see some old-fashioned, like, T45 and stuff? Even a T50, what is it, T51B? That'd be dope. They do some flashbacks for Maximus. That's pretty cool. You know, I would love to see more factions like the Enclave. They're in California, or near California, it looks like. Because it looks like Vault 33 is on, like, that pier in California that I always see in everything. So I'm like, well, that would, to me, kind of feel like they're closer to the NCR and stuff. So I'm like, oh, are we going to see, like, Caesar's Legion and stuff like that? And the Enclave, you know, from New Vegas, there are still those remaining members of the Enclave where you, like, Arcade Gannon, you know, his family. So I have to look at the timetables again. I'm like, if it is part of the game, I mean, the Prydwen then flew all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. Like, damn. But, yeah. Great design. Great soundtrack. Great visuals. Just great. I mean, I was fully ingrained in the TV show, and that's episode 1. I think they did a great intro episode, and I'm super excited to see the rest. I think not tomorrow, but Friday, I'm probably going to try to watch like 3 more episodes and then finish it out this weekend and really sit down and talk about it. So I guess that's it for this video. As always, I appreciate you watching, and seriously, give the show a chance. And if you've never played the game, this might even persuade you to be like, I want to go check out the game, honestly. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I'm out.